Hey, Sonya. Sonya, did you pop those biscuits? I like that short. Girl, I used to love to pop the biscuit can. Sonya, it was so funny because when I saw that short, I remember I did a short doing that one day, and I did it actually popping the can. Hey, Brilliant. Hey, 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 how you doing today? I'm good. How you doing, Sonya? Happy Thursday. Sonya, that junk was so funny. I got my Sonya. Sonya, you didn't pop that can of biscuits. What were you scared of, Sonya? Sonya says, hey, a brilliant, blessed mess. Brilliant has the cutest name. A brilliant, blessed mess. Isn't that how it is, Brilliant? A brilliant, blessed mess. Perfect, perfect, perfect name. Perfect name for everybody. But Brilliant chose that name. And it's really cute. It's really a nice name. It don't, oh, I don't like the pop sound. Oh, okay, okay, okay. You don't like the pop sound? Girl, I like it when you even now sometimes. I was about to say when we were little, we used to love to pop the biscuit can. Whenever our parents didn't make homemade biscuits, we would love to pop the can. And what's so funny is, y'all, with the biscuits, the homemade biscuits are the best. Now Pillsbury and other companies, they have great biscuits. Don't get me wrong. But if you know somebody who knows how to make good buttermilk homemade biscuits, those biscuits are the best. They top store bought any day. But store bought is good, especially when you're in a hurry. You pop that can, throw them in the oven. What is it, like 11 to 15 minutes, depending on the biscuit size? And they out of there. They out of there. Hey, Cool Gamer. You're watching Mia Culpa? How you doing, Cool Gamer? Happy Thursday. Breen says, yes, thank you, Lance Pride. Your feet look so small. Girl, they not small. They not small. Breen says, hey, Cool Gamer. Yes, y'all. Y'all know I've been watching these trees and stuff, watching them bloom, talking about how pretty they look because it seems like it really is going to be in early spring. And what did I say yesterday? And what have we said like the past couple of weeks? Yeah, it's looking like an early spring. Look like the groundhog got it right. But don't underestimate Mother Nature because that cold snap will come back. Y'all, the cold snap will come back. The cold will snap back, okay? Okay? So I don't care if it's an early spring or a late spring. If spring comes early or if spring comes later. Never underestimate the potential of that cold weather snapping back. It's they they do. It's nice outside. It's snowing. Okay, okay. See, I'm telling you, so many places, even places that usually get snow up until like April, they were saying that it was warm. They were having warm, pretty days. Some of the days were still really cool, but they were warm compared to, what they're used to. And it's just been looking like that. It's just been looking like that. And so now the car snapped back. It has snapped back. We don't know for how long, but hey, it snapped back. And as with all God's seasons, we have to enjoy this weather. All his seasons, all his weather, we have to enjoy it. Now, when the weather is bad, of course, we have to take cover and be as safe as possible. But, I know some of us prefer cold weather and some of us prefer warm weather. But no matter what the weather is, be glad for a new day. No matter what the weather brings, be glad for a new day. It wasn't in the forecast. Oh, now that is something. That is something. Like, it's nothing like when you leave home, especially if you're a person who watches the weather. You make sure to check the weather before you leave. Now, some people don't watch the weather. Like, it is what it is. Whatever it is, it is. You know, if there have been pretty days, they expect for it to continue to be pretty days until it's not. If there have been rainy days, cold days, they expect for that to typically go over in a couple of days. And then sometimes they're surprised when it lasts for a week. I watch the weather, and like you said, Brilliant, it's funny when you don't expect it. Because they'll tell you one thing, and you're thinking, okay, it'll be whatever, whatever, whatever. Next thing you know, it's pouring rain, or snow is falling like crazy, and it wasn't anticipated. And it may not have been that way when you left home, so you may not have dressed appropriately. That's why I think most ladies, especially in our cars, it's just like it's just like a home. We have clothes for all types of weather. So like during this time of year, I'm gonna always have 2 jackets and a sweater and a sweatshirt or something like that in my car. Even when I leave home thinking that it'll be warm or warmer for that day, I always have that in the trunk. Yeah, always be prepared, ladies. Keep you a blanket. Keep you a blanket. Cool Gamer says, hey, Brilliant. Hey, Sonya. Yes, yes, Sonya. I love warm weather, but I'm thankful for the day. Yes, yes. The weather may not be what we want it to be, but we still have to be thankful for it and thankful for the day. You get your forecast from your phone? Yep, yep. A lot of people do. That's one of the first things they do. Like early in the day and late in the evening. You know, I always check it. I check it every day too. So I guess it's automatic that I check it weekly. But some people, they maybe glance at it at the beginning of the week. And, you know, then they don't look again until they notice some changes. But I check it every day. Brian says, I rely on the forecast. I check, okay, you check it every night before going to work. But when I get off, right. First time that it didn't show in the cast. Really? Wow. See, I check it on the phone and I just kind of watch the news and stuff. And, you know, sometimes they don't get it right. You know, something happens that they weren't expecting. Sometimes it's snow, sometimes it's rain. Sometimes it's just a flip in the numbers. You know, they expect it to be maybe noticeable change. Sometimes something like a tornado, hurricane. Just sometimes things happen that they don't expect. Sonya says, I have to keep a jacket with me even in the summertime. I know that's right, Sonya. That's what I do too. I keep a jacket year round in the car. In the wintertime, and honestly, in the summertime, I have at least 2 because I don't like taking them out. It's just a comfort. It provides comfort. Like Jill says, Jill's comfort zone. It provides you a comfort to know that you have it, even if it's just to rent inside of certain stores. Y'all realize that certain stores, how cold they have it in the summertime? It's like really, really hot outside, and you're glad to get inside the store, but they have the AC on freezing. And it's like you're freezing in there. So I'll turn right around, run back to the car and get a jacket. Hey, Soundsmaid, how are you? Well, thank you for speaking to Soundsmaid. How are you? How are you? How are you? Yes, y'all, it's best to be prepared. We ladies have to have, we have us a little grip. We have a bag sometimes. There are a lot of things that we have to have or that we need. And I think that's something that we pass along to our daughters and nieces. You know, always be prepared. You know, especially if you have kids, keep you it's kind of like keeping an emergency box, you know, or first aid box. We all need a first aid box. It doesn't have to be a huge one. You know, something with a few Band-Aids, antibiotic ointment, tourniquet, 4x4 gauze, hydrogen peroxide, alcohol, just some gloves, of course, just some things like that. It doesn't have to be a really big one. A sewing kit. You can put your sewing kit inside your first aid kit. Just a little small sewing kit, needle, thread, thimble, threader if you're not good at threading with your hands. Just stuff like that. Do y'all keep that stuff? Especially Safeway, it's always cold there. You're a blessed sales maid. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. You used to work at Safeway. It's freezing in there. I mean, I understand why they have it so cold, but some stores just have it too cold. Some stores have it too cold. And I don't care what anybody says. Yes, you catch a cold through a virus, but if you go outside and it's 90 degrees, 80, 90 degrees, and you go into a store and it feels like it's like 15, you're gonna start sneezing. And you may stop once you get outside, but sometimes you'll feel like, okay, next day you're still sneezing, throat's a little sore. So you have to be careful. I always keep that jacket or a sweater, a good sweater. Because some stores are just known to be cold, freezing cold. Sonya says, okay, salesmaid, I love that store. Y'all love Yeah, see, some of these stores we gotta go into. We love them. Whether it's too cold, now it can't be too hot. It cannot be too hot. Because if it's too hot, then I'm thinking your freezer and everything's off. If you don't mind having a hot store, then I don't know if you're keeping up with your temperature that your freezer should be, that your cooler should be. Yeah. So I'd rather it be cold and I just take a jacket. Just take a jacket. But yeah, we always need like a blanket, at least one blanket, maybe two, depending, especially if you have kids, you know. And a lot of times young mothers learn that quickly because they already have like the baby bag anyway with all that stuff. So once they have that second and third child, you know, you got to have those snacks on deck. You got to have the snack bag, the snack box. If you use a box, you got to have the baby bag, of course. Of course, that's first. So, y'all, have y'all ever seen somebody jump in the car and the baby stuff is in there, but they got to run back in the house and get the baby? The baby's just sitting in the car seat, or those car seats combos. I forgot what you call them, but they're like the car seat combo. And so they can just sit in there when they're in the house too. The husband is calling outside. Where are you going? She's in here. Where are you going? He's in here. You know, you rush. You gotta do what you gotta do, trying to get to where you're trying to go. Trying to get to where you're trying to go. Oh, the little squirrel got smushed. The little squirrel got smushed. Brent said, San Jose, same. Always a blessing to share space with you, sis. And Safeway is my store. That's my that's your main, look, that's your main one. So who's your side piece store? Y'all know we have a main store and we have a side piece store. So who is your side piece store? Let me tell y'all. People say they can't stand Walmart, right? It's not Walmart that I can't stand. Now, I can't stand all of them when it comes to the prices. But it's not Walmart that I can't stand. It's the people's behaviors in Walmart that I can't stand. It's the people's behaviors. So Walmart is my main store as far as like being able to pick up almost everything from groceries to car parts and, automobile work and stuff like that. Mild automobile work like brakes and oil changes, groceries, all that stuff. So Walmart is my number one. But guess what? Target is my side piece. And y'all know how the side piece gets more attention than the main store. Sonya says, well, I'm lying. Corner stores be hot inside. Oh yes. Some of them do. Yeah, some of them they do. They're hot. Not all of them that I've been into, but a lot of them are they're kind of like room temp to hot. To me, that's kind of hot. I do expect to feel a change when I walk into a store, like a change in the temperature. I expect it to get cooler, a lot cooler. Says we always got the emergency food and drink. Right. Anytime we leave away from home, laugh out loud, I fill up an insulated bag. Okay. Like, heck, exactly. I have one of those, the ones that say cold, hot. I have those for like emergencies. Then I have just a regular cooler, the small cooler, just enough so it won't take up too much room. And that's how it is, girl. We got to stay organized. We have to keep things that we need right there, readily and handily, right there available. Hey, Looney. Welcome to the chat, Looney. How you doing, Looney? Everybody speaking to Looney. How you doing? How you doing? Earl Burrell. Hello. I'm still. I don't see you blocked on Blue. I don't see you blocked in my when you asked me to look the other day, I didn't see either of your names. I didn't. So I don't know. Maybe I have to contact them or something, but I didn't see any of your names. And I don't have, anybody who would block. The mods I have, they block like if it's absolutely necessary. Or, now I ain't gonna lie, I block if someone comes in here and I know we're not gelling. They really don't have to do anything wrong. But like I tell you guys all the time, discernment is everything. So sometimes I can just tell I'm not gonna, click, or we're not gonna click, because it's just in their tone. And people don't believe that, but there is typing in tone. Okay, there's tone in typing, rather. There's tone in typing. Yeah, we can't hear each other, but there is tone in typing. Why do you think so many people on here get offended? So many people on here, there's tone in typing. So unless I feel like a certain tone, and it has to be a while, it has to be off for a while. So, or someone's just straight up cutting up, or, sometimes it's just people you just don't, that you won't, they're not going to be a fit with you. You're not going to be a fit with them. That's when I may, hide somebody or something like that. Because, see, I don't know. I guess when you hide someone, see, that's the thing, too. I'm not sure on that. Because when you're on YouTube, you can hide someone. And then, I guess they're blocked. But on StreamYard, I haven't been on StreamYard in a while. I think you do the same. So I guess if you're in StreamYard when it happens, maybe you have to check somewhere else. And I'll find out if that's the case, Blue. I'll find out, because if you're blocked, it had to be something that happened during StreamYard. And not, if it's both channels, I can't say that's a mistake. So I don't know. The only way you get blocked from both channels is somebody come over here. And if they feel like they have to take the time and energy to make another channel just to jump back in your chat, that's wild and crazy to me. If someone says that, you just leave. Like, there's no way in the world I'll take the time and energy to do that. So I think it may be several different places. You may have to look like just YouTube Studio if you hire someone through YouTube. With StreamYard, I'm not quite sure how it works. Because I heard people say that, Sonya and I don't know what was going on with us. And then sometimes people get shadow banned, like when you're doing all those emojis and stuff like that. And I don't know what was going on with us, because I guess it was a partial block or something, because she could make comments, but I couldn't respond on my channel. And that was crazy. That happened with Brilliant. Now, I contacted them, and eventually it worked out with Brilliant. It like a lot quicker. With Sonya, it took probably, like a couple of months. So she could come into the live and she was still my mod. And that was the crazy thing about it. So I know that there's something, when it's StreamYard related, it's a little bit different in the way you have to do it. Everybody speaking to Looney and Earl. Thank y'all. Thank you, mods. Thank you, chat members, for speaking and saying hello to everybody. Because y'all know we'll start talking. Channel holders start talking, and we'll get so behind and we'll miss all the comments. Yes, Sonya, that's Blue. I don't know if you know Blue, but that's Blue. I think, what's your channel? Blue Plate. And what's the other channel on Blue? Launch Pride. I checked on my end too, from Blue Inspiration and Blue Plate. Okay, Blue Inspiration and Blue Plate. I will keep checking. I am just glad I am able to get in here and step with you. Okay, I appreciate that. I'm glad too, because that is that's my motive, to get people moving. And in the process of getting people to move, we just come in here and we chit chat, we talk with each other, we uplift each other, and we do things to try to keep each other encouraged. You don't have to say what you're going through if you're going through something, but hopefully while you're in here, someone in the chat or myself will make you feel better. Hopefully something that you contribute to the chat will make somebody else feel better. That's the goal. Those are the goals. Okay, those are the goals, and we have to stay focused on the goals, because you don't need all the other distractions. You have to be focused on what your purpose is, and focus on just simply what you want to do. Sometimes we as people, we talk about what other people make us do, but a lot of times we have to, think, okay, how much of it do we want to do? How much of it do we want to do? So you just have to be you, keep doing you, and look for the positivity. Look for things that you can, that'll help you excel. Look for things if you're going to be on this app, Look for things that'll make you feel good once you get off. Not things that drain you of energy and pull you down. Because if, like I tell y'all, if you have to come on here and leave with more stress than you came with, then what's it doing? It's pulling you down. And you're failing to prosper to your fullest potential. And some people think that's prosperity. Some people think negativity, yelling, and all this kind of stuff is prosperity. And I say, no, that may be prosperous for you, but are you doing that in real life? Are you doing that to the people who you can physically touch? If not, then don't do it to someone else. Don't do it to someone else. Don't do it to anybody, honestly, unless it's being done to you and it's excessively done. You know, people have to protect their peace and protect themselves. Blue says, hi, Brilliant. So I know Brilliant remembers. Brilliant knows who Blue is. Looney says, thank you, Brilliant. Just was trying to cheer her up. What did Looney do? Looney, I don't see what he said or did. He said he was trying to, let me see. I didn't even see that, y'all. I had to go back up. Looney said, am I your side piece? Looney, you got too many side pieces. Looney, you got too many side pieces. Look, y'all, Looney is the young man that after school, everybody's fighting over him. Because Looney in first period has sat with so-and-so. Walking down the hall, he's walked with so-and-so the first half of the day. And then he's walked with this other person the other half of the day. And in every class, he's sat with somebody else. Unless his main girl is in that same class, then he's going to always sit with the main girl. But then when he's in other classes, he's going to sit with the side girls. And then after school, if his main girl catches the bus, he got a main girl for after school. Well, she's a side piece because he's always going to be, now I don't know, some people have two main chicks. But after school, he's walking with somebody. And so Looney, you just all over the place. Like your side pieces can't even get mad. For real, Looney says him and his mom were singing on the live from last night. So y'all go over there and check out Looney Melodies, please, so that you can check out he and his mother. Check out him and his mother. They were singing last night. Looney, you know you got too many side pieces going on. He said, let's go. Looney has them lined up. He does, y'all. He has them lined up. So that's how it is. You know, you got, I complain about Walmart. But when I'm complaining about Walmart, it's probably because it's either they really, really are tripping with the prices, or it's just the people. It's the people. People will overcrowd you. People will reach over you like they don't know how to say, excuse me, pardon me. You could even ask me to pass you something before you just reach over me. And then when they encounter other people who aren't like that, they're looking like, what did I do? It's like, were you ever taught manners? Like manners. Some people, and to be honest, depending on where you're from geographically, some people don't really, not that it's intentional and meant in a bad way, some people weren't taught to say, excuse me, or can I get by you? You know, something to warn a person. Don't just step across their step, or, you know, don't just run up on their ankles, you know, and stuff like that. Don't do that. It's just like some of them in the shopping carts are like when you're driving, they tailgate. And so one of them, there was a lady, she was in such a hurry, and it's like, it's crowded in here. So if you're going to be in a hurry behind me, behind us, so you're going to be in a hurry behind the people that we're behind, because we can't move any faster than they move. And we can't go around if the store is really, really crowded. Sometimes you can't go around. You know, most times you can make a way around, but sometimes you can't. Or you have to wait a few seconds. She was up on our heels, and y'all, when they start doing that, I get to the point where that's not a lack of being taught, that's stupidity, because you know better. Because imagine it being your child or your niece or your nephew or something like that, and somebody was up on their heels, or your mother or something, or even you'd have a fit. So I had to catch a lady's basket one day and just push it around because she was up on my niece's heels. So yeah, y'all, sometimes people just really, that's when they use that SELF word, selfish, and put it into selfishness, impatient. very impatient, and some of them just don't care. It's not about being selfish or impatient. Some of them just don't care. They just don't care. Right, Looney, they are getting higher with the prices. So I've been dealing with my side piece lately, because you can at least, when you go to my side piece is Walmart, and Walmart is about to become my main piece. Because when you go into not Walmart, Target, now, I won't let Target all the way off the hook. When it comes to prices, the prices are usually comparable. So that's fine. If Target is higher, it's maybe 1 to 5 cents, maybe a quarter, no more than like 15, 20 cents. But it's always so. I don't know. I don't know if it's because of the way the store is arranged. I don't know what it is. It's not crowded in there until they get a long line. Now Target is becoming a little bit more like Walmart when it comes to registers being open. Even when it comes to self-checkout, they may have 8 self-checkout registers and only 2 are open. So sometimes a line will form. But as far as just your shopping experience, usually it's easier in Target. It's better in Target. And so I love Target. Yes, yeah, like especially their Target brand or any other like lower tier brand is usually better than the lower tier brands that Walmart has. Right, right. Looney says you did a good job cheering her up. My mom is gone, so I appreciated how you did that. Yes, yes. Oh my goodness. Whatever it is, Looney, I'm glad that you cheered her up. Whatever. Had her a little bit down or had her, in a not so good mood. I'm glad that you cheered her up. I'm glad she was able to come on here and spend some time with you. See, that's what sons are for. Like, we love our children. We love the girls just as much as we love the boys. But we love our kids for different reasons. The main reason is because they're ours. They're an extension of us. But there are other reasons, like you have one kid that's going to make everybody laugh. So when that kid is down, you know something. You know when something's not quite right. You have one kid that's going to almost be like the second parent. They keep everything on the straight and narrow, especially when the parents aren't around and even when the parents are around. So you can always depend on them to be your little enforcer. Not overly enforced, but you can depend on them to kind of be like a moral guide, a moral compass sometimes. Then you have those kids who they really they're not trying to enforce nothing. They just handling their business. They may laugh at the funny kid. They may get tired of the enforcer, the kid that's kind of like the second parent. But they're not trying to make anybody do anything. They're not trying to make anybody laugh. They're not trying to make anybody do what they're supposed to do. They're just on their own. They're holding the road. They're just doing them. But they're dependable in their own ways as well. They may be really good at go ahead and knocking the house chores out. The funny kid gonna procrastinate because they're too busy doing stuff, to be funny, or they just may not want to do it. The kid who keeps everything on the straight path, they may keep everything on the straight path, but still when it comes to their own stuff, their own chores, they may lag a little bit. They may slack. So that middle kid, or not even the middle kid, but you have that third kid that just keeps everything, mid-roll. They laugh, they play, they joke, they get serious. But when it comes to like doing the things that the parents have told them to do, they don't slack. They're on top of it. You may have one kid who's focused on band, another kid who's focused on choir, another kid who's into sports. So yeah, we love our kids. I would like to say all of us love our kids the same. I wouldn't judge anybody who has a difference in why they may love a kid this way or that way. But we do love them differently for sometimes. We do love them in, for different reasons. But the main love is a result of the same reason. Blue says, I go to Target just for Tabitha Brown. Oh, for Tabitha Brown items? Yes, Tabitha Brown has great items. She does. She has great items. I love her water bottle, her food items. So when you say her items, Blue, because I'm mostly talking about her food items. Like, do you get the food items or are you into both? What did Brilliant say? Looney says, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. Looney, you're the middle child? Okay. It's something about that middle child. Some people say the youngest child gets away with the most, but some people say the middle child does. Because, I don't know, but some people say they aren't really focused as much on the middle child, because the middle child is kind of just doing their own thing. Like I kind of like the example I gave. If they say do this, do that, the middle child does it. But see, I think the middle child is smart. They're doing everything they're supposed to do so that when they do want to cut up or when they want to do something else, nobody's expecting it. Nobody's expecting it. The oldest child knows that usually they're going to be with the oldest child. Usually the parents are more strict. Now, on the flip side of that, sometimes they can be really, really lax with the older child. And then the youngest one will come along and they'll be like, y'all let them do this, y'all let them do that, and now y'all strict on me because they messed up so many times. So it can, it just depends on the family. Sometimes they're stricter on the oldest child, but sometimes they're stricter on the youngest child. And if the youngest child remembers growing up that the older kids seem to get away with more, they're going to remind you and they're going to let you know. And they might not do it to your face, but you're going to overhear it somewhere that they're going to think you're stricter on them because the older child messed up somewhere. For the food, okay, Blue. Looney, you got it the hardest for real. For real? So, see, it's just depending on everybody's experience. Sometimes the middle child, like Luna says, he's the middle, he got it the hardest. Older sister, younger brother. Okay. You know what? I can see that because it's being the older boy. We kind of, girls and boys are a little bit different. Most of the times, even if we don't try to, sometimes we have to, we raise them a little bit differently. So as the oldest boy, she probably expected a whole lot more out of you as it relates to your younger brother. So I can see that. I can see you being the middle child and getting it the hardest. And sometimes if you only have one girl, with moms and daughters, they clash. Not every mother and daughter, but they clash a little bit easier than the mom will with the son, unless the son is just really, really rough. They clash a little bit, and a lot of times it's because they're so much alike. The daughter doesn't realize it at the time, but as soon as she becomes an adult and she starts to think certain ways and do certain things, she'll start to realize it. But usually that's just a phase for most mothers and daughters. Usually that's just a phase. Girls get a little rambunctious. They want to do things their way, and your mother is busy trying to make sure that you have it so much better than she did. So, and a lot of times that comes off as being mean or strict and things like that. So it's just different reasons. A lot of times you'll have mother and daughters who say they never argued, never. But for the most part, most of them did. Most of them had a rough patch, or most of them may have not even have so much of a rough patch, but all the daughter's life she felt like mom isn't letting her do some of the things because she doesn't want her to get hurt. But at the same time, it's almost like a punishment to her. It's almost like punishment to her. And she feels like maybe you're trying to have her live the way and do things the way you should have done. So sometimes, and that's sometimes with fathers and sons too. I'm sure I'm not a male, so I can't say, but I can say what I've watched. Sometimes fathers and sons have their rough patch, and sometimes you have fathers and sons, they'll tell you things were almost perfect. It's just how it is. Oh, it made you better, Looney? Okay. Brilliant says, I listened to a song on there and hollered. You play too much. And you know exactly what song I'm talking about, Looney. You a mess, bro. For real. Looney says, so I had to straighten, narrow everything. Right, exactly. Made you better. See, a lot of times, Looney, we get so mad as we're growing up, or we don't understand it growing up, or we feel like it's not fair. And sometimes it is not fair because parents are people. They don't always get it just right. They aren't just right, just like I like to say, they aren't. We aren't just right, just. We fail, we make mistakes, but it's just like with every failure. People were so afraid of the word fail. Somebody can say you're a failure. And if they're being ugly and nasty, yeah, they're trying to be exactly what they are. They're being ugly and nasty, and it can beat you down. But as we start to interpret words more, we learn that, yeah, you can fail a lot of times at something, but you can always bounce back from the failure. Sometimes you have to fail to win. Some wins come firsthand, but the wins that come after failure, most times you're more proud of those wins. You're the most proud of those. So those wins make you proudest. Sometimes you have to fail to win, or you have to lose to win, like Fantasia says. That's just like sports. Sometimes you have to lose to win overall. Blue says, Luna, I'm going to look for your channel from my own channel when Lodge Pride is done. Yeah, can somebody drop Sonya? Can you put Looney's channel in here? Looney says, I'm going. Oh, that's Earl. That's Blue. That's Blue. Blue says she's the youngest and only girl. I had it rough, but I always thought it was due to being adopted. Oh, okay. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, people have so many different circumstances and so many reasons for why they feel like they may have had it, rough. Why they may have had it rough. Because even if has you not been adopted, if a young lady says, well, I really had it rough because I was the only girl, whether she was the oldest or the youngest or the middle, I could understand it being that if there's 2, 3, 4 boys and she's the only girl. Because there's something about the parents trying to put that protective layer there. And depending on, like I said, if she's the youngest, she probably don't have to be so responsible for certain things, but sometimes the youngest is held accountable and responsible for things. Just think about it. If you're the youngest, and especially like Blue said, around the time you're 10, they're teaching you to wash clothes, to do this, to do that. And then you may have brothers who are 12, 14, and 15, and they don't really have to do anything. Because some parents have it in their minds that girls are supposed to do house chores. So imagine a 10-year-old, by the time they're 12 or 13, they've been used to washing their own clothes and their brother's clothes. So it just depends. It depends on the situation. It depends on the circumstances. Brilliant says, Blue, Looney is a mess. He has good music for real. He does. Looney has great music. Looney says, nope. Sister, her girl. Then he a baby boy. I'm supposed to be the keeper. Oh, okay. Yep, I can see that. Brilliant says, Blue, you were adopted, sis? Wow, would have never guessed. Yeah, like sometimes it's just things about people we don't know. And when they feel, comfortable and trusting enough to share those things with us, we have to respect that. We have to respect and appreciate that. Looney says he doesn't see. Oh, Earl is Blue, Looney. Earl is Blue. She said that both her channels, she can't come in. When she told me the other day, I went and checked, and she wasn't hidden. If someone's blocked through YouTube, you have to unhide them, because that means they've been hidden. But so I did it anyway. Like, I hid her and then unhid her just to see if it would trigger something, because I had to do something to try and see. She wasn't in my studio, and so it didn't work. So I guess I have to look at Google contacts, because sometimes it's that way that someone is blocked. I've heard that sometimes you have to go into Google contacts, and I don't know how that happens. I thought once you did it through YouTube, it's just through YouTube. But some people have told me that they've had to go to Google Contacts. So I'll just have to go there and see. Which I did go there, and I didn't see. I saw weird names. You know how those people come in and try to, those inappropriate channels, they drop down in your chat. I saw stuff like that was blocked. Bree says, Indy, I'm the baby girl too, Blue. But I'm grown now. 49, but still called the baby girl. That's how it is. After a while, you get to appreciate that title. Oh, Blue says, and she's a preacher's kid. Okay, so that was extra. Yeah. So youngest PK kid. Yeah, I can see that, Blue. You're welcome, Looney. He says, oh, okay, his bad. Blue says, yeah, I hate, you hate odds. Let me see, like that, because his hubby is not here. Okay, I can't chat with you. I hope I figure it out, because I want to walk with you all the time and chat too. Yeah, I'm trying to, I don't know. See, people use that. Have y'all used Nightbot? I started to use Nightbot one time, but after I had that issue with trying to see Sonya in the chat, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that, because you just never know who's blocking who or who's doing what. So, and I know Nightbot, I think the channel holder controls that, but I guess there are things that Nightbot, the system, or the program allows and doesn't allow in the chat. Like, they consider too many emojis as spamming. So I didn't mess with that. Looney. Looney said, Blue. Looney, you silly. See, that's why like y'all can joke with each other and it be, be silly. Sometimes you can't joke with certain people in the chat. You have to feel the chat out. And that's okay too. That's okay because we each all have our different personalities. The content creator and the subscribers. We all have different personalities. And what I can appreciate is when a subscriber says, something isn't funny to them. I'm gonna respect that. I see so many people on here get upset because they throw out a joke, right? But then the person who the joke is aimed at is like, could you please not do that? That's not funny. And then the person who threw out the joke gets offended. Like Looney immediately said, just kidding. Like, I don't understand how adults do that. By now we all should know that everything what's funny to me may not be funny to Looney. So if Looney says, it's proud of LP, don't do that. If he says LP, don't do that, then I'm gonna be like, oh, my bad, bro. I'm sorry. That's it. That's all. What's wrong with saying I'm sorry? Or even my bad. Like, you may not have to even be sorry. It's just the fact that if it offends him or he doesn't like it, I should be able to be grown enough, woman enough to say, okay, don't say that again. And maybe think about anything else that may be similar to that and don't say that again. You have to respect people's boundaries. You have to respect that fact that everybody doesn't think alike. So you may think something is funny and throw that out there at somebody. And if they don't like that, they don't like that. And then when you seem to act like you're upset, like, well, I was just doing this and I was just doing that. You know what can happen? Okay, you're going to do it again because you don't respect boundaries. And then when he pops off or he says something that rubs you the wrong way, you're going to say, oh, he's just got an attitude. No, no, no. He has a right to have an attitude, And if you can dish it, even though he told you he doesn't like it, then he should be able to say whatever he wants to say about you. People have to just think tit for tat. If you don't want it done to you, don't do it to somebody. And then whether you don't mind it or not, say for instance, you don't mind, the next person might mind. Like, come on, people, we got to be adults. We got to be adults. The next person might mind. So, I hate to see small stuff turn into big stuff. Small things turn into big things simply because somebody doesn't understand that a person doesn't appreciate a certain, tone or a certain something that was said. See? Preacher's kid, just a joke, Looney. Blue says, okay, I got you, Looney. I'm easy going. Yes, yes, yes. Looney says, much love and respect. Blues, Looney, I know they say we are the worst, but I'm good one. Well, look, they say the preacher kids are the worst, but when you say the worst, what do you mean? Because I've heard some people say the preacher kids are the best, but I've heard that too, Blue. Preacher kids are the worst because they say preacher kids don't like being contained, and it's automatically expected that because they're the child of a preacher that they're going to be a certain way. But let me tell you, they don't like being contained, and even though they're preacher kids, sometimes they wild. That's what I hear a lot about preacher kids. they're usually wild. When they get loose or when they're let go, I hear preacher kids are usually wild. And that they can be fun. They can be a lot of fun. Because people are expecting them to be laid back and like not laid back like easy breezy, but just kind of scared to do anything. Now some of them are. Some of them have that real strict upbringing as preacher kids. But some preacher kids, don't let them fool you. Don't let them fool you. You'll think that they'll be all scared to do stuff. They're the main ones. They're the life of the party. They're the main ones cutting up. Blue says, girl, let me tell you, I'm a Taurus and a PK, so it's all a mess. See, sometimes the preacher kid is the life of the party. The preacher kid cuts up. And they're fun. A lot of times they're fun. Because like I said, people expect for them to be, afraid to let their hair down, afraid to kind of stand out. A lot of times they're a lot of fun. And, there's a lot of people in the world. There's a lot of preacher kids in the world. So for those who aren't a lot of fun, sometimes, yeah, they know better. They don't want to get it at home. Even if they're not afraid of their parents, they just don't want to go through the discipline. They don't want to go through it. They are well disciplined and they already know what it is. They don't even want to go through it. And not to say that the preacher kids who are out there kind of doing their thing, that they're not disciplined. Not saying that. But just saying, sometimes they take the risk a little bit. They take the risk a little bit. It's like they know their parents don't expect this and don't expect that, but they'll go out and do it anyway. And if they get in trouble, they get in trouble. And that's because all preachers aren't the same, Even though they may be a preacher, every preacher is not as strict as the next. All preachers aren't like, they don't lay down a law like people would think at home. Yeah, they don't. Blue says, right, I'm the main one cutting up. Bree says, Blue, yes, anytime, sis, no disrespect intended. Blue says, I know, Bree, of course, not my, dear, you're my bud. Yeah, yes. Bree, look at Bree, where you been? Bree says, Blue, you a PK kid? Her mom is May. Okay. May 6th. My bestie is May 19th. Okay, so we got some Tauruses. Taurus is in the chat. We got Tauruses in the chat. Y'all coming up soon. I know it's like the end of February. So you got like what? March, April. But hey, it's coming up. It'll be here before you know it. April 25th. Yes, indeed. See, it'll be here before you know it. You got March, April. April kicks off Taurus season toward the end of April. It'll be here before you know it, y'all. Time flies. I tell young people all the time, be a kid, enjoy being a kid. And I know if you're having it hard at home, it's hard to say that, You can't just say enjoy being a kid. Some of us, if you get it hard at home, you're just waiting to be an adult. But even though most people are adults a whole lot longer than their kids, time flies. It seems like it doesn't fly so fast when you're a kid, but it flies as you're an adult. And it seems like things kind of make it fly. That monthly rotation of bills, that monthly rent, that monthly mortgage, that monthly phone bill, water bill, power bill, cable bill, or whatever you have. Even if you don't have cable and you have a streaming service, you still got to pay it monthly. Those months roll around quick. And next thing you know, you're into your late 20s. Next thing you know, 10 years down, you're in your 30s. And all this time you've been, working, and the time has flown by. And you look back to when you were a child, and you still feel like, wow, when I was a kid, time didn't fly this fast. It didn't, because you had like no responsibilities other than maybe chores, and those were so regular that they were like daily, that it was easy to get used to those. But when you become an adult and those bills roll around every 30 days, and then those other bills that don't necessarily roll around every 30 days, but they hit you in the pocket, like, God forbid you drop a can on your foot or something. It hits the foot the wrong way. You got to go to the ER. That's a bill. Even if you have insurance, you got to pay the copay. So you got all these other bills. It seems like those are the things that just make time fly by so fast. It just makes time fly so fast, knowing that you have those obligations. And then when you start to have kids, you put them, you're working, at first they're in daycare. These kids shoot up between birth and 3, 4 years old. If they're in preschool, they go to school every day. It's almost like you're back in school. Even if you didn't go to college or whatever, it's like you're back in school, because you got to get them ready every day. And you got to pay those bills. So you get more and more responsibility. So I think that's why time seems to fly so fast. Seems like it flies so fast to us, because we have all these responsibilities, from kids to bills. And many of us, I won't say most, many of us, the first responsibilities that we get are bills. Our bills. Like I said, you drop a can and hit your foot the wrong way, you go to the emergency room because it got a little deep cut or something. Then you get your first, even if you have, you got a little job maybe at Burger King or something, and you got some insurance, or you're on your parents' insurance, and you're 18, so your parents going to teach you some responsibility and let you handle that copay. And it's like, huh? You're like, what? Most times your parents, they got it, but sometimes they'll just let you handle it. And then you notice out of your little check, and I'm not trying to say that to be funny, I'm just saying it because that's just a pitiful situation that we're in at the time. We're looking at that check and we're like, the only thing I've been paying was my phone bill. Like, you may have gotten used to paying like a phone bill or something, or maybe giving your mom or your dad like something just so that they can teach you about money management. And then all of a sudden you get this bill because you went, to the ER or the small emergency room to get a cut or something, have a bump looked at or something, insect bite, and they want you to pay anywhere from, if it's an emergency room, anywhere from 50 to 150 bucks. And you're looking like, huh? You're looking like, huh? So you got to pay it. So a lot of times, the first responsibility that you get may be a bill or two. But the first major responsibility most likely will be your child. Will most likely be your child. And so it seems like time is flying because you got them in school. You got to take them every day. You got to help them get prepared every day, especially when they're young, until they're able to kind of get up and do it on their own. You got to, make sure that things are going well for them in school, not just here or there. You should really be involved regularly, daily, at least weekly, having some type of contact with somebody at the school, And even if you aren't doing that, if you can't do that, at least looking at papers, looking at grades, looking at something. Most schools have a website. Check the website, see what's going on. So we get so many responsibilities. The next thing you know, that child is now in the 6th grade. The next thing you know, they're graduating. So time flies by. It seems like it flies by faster as adults, as when we become adults. Bree says, yes, LP, I always appreciate when someone shares things. Yeah, things are always shared in my opinion, to bless, yes, to bless or bond others together. Right. Looney says, true again. Looney, I can't find you. Brilliant says, for real, LP, you can't interact the same with everybody, right? And you have to have maturity and respect to see how to navigate that. Exactly. You have to have maturity and respect, because every anthill shouldn't be made, every molehill, anthill shouldn't be made a mountain. It shouldn't be made a mountain. It is what it is, and that's it, and that's all. That's just like, just life in general. Certain things, don't make certain things bigger than they are, because that creates more stress. You got to deal with the big things that you're already dealing with. Deal with big things that are big off the rip. And some small things do become big, but try your best. And I always say, you can't just tell somebody not to stress, but you can tell them to try their best not to stress, because we're going to stress. Just find some outlets, some deep meditation, some deep breathing, some exercise, walking, running, an exercise that you don't usually do. Like if you already exercise, take on something new, take on a new hobby, try to do something that's low key and just slow. Like if you're working on your patience, try to start off doing something that requires patience, because if you're not trying to practice something that requires patience, you're probably not going to work on your patience. You're not going to get better with that. You're not going to get better with that. Hi, Betty. Retirement days. Welcome. She says good evening. That's Betty, y'all. Welcome to the chat. I appreciate you for coming into the chat. I asked Sonya, but I don't see Sonya. What I'm probably gonna do is okay, I know what I'll do. I'll put Looney's link on my community tab, Blue. Yeah, I'll put, because I can't do it when I'm on here, so Ahmad has to do it. So usually Jill or Sonya are in here, but I don't see either one of them right now. So I'll just put it on the community wall. Excuse me. That's what I'll do, Blue. I'll put Looney's link on my community wall. You're welcome. And I don't know. You know what? I'll see if I can put yours on there. I'll just do like a shout out. I do like shout outs every few days. So because I can go to your channel, like I said, you're not hidden. So I'll just put your link there. And so in case Looney can't find you, he'll be able to find it. Yeah, I love my mods. I love Jill, Sonya, Finest Wine, and Rock Just Living. Rock is, and see, all of my mods are content creators, so they're really busy. Rock comes through sometimes, and sometimes she comes through, when she's out and about or at work and stuff like that. And a lot of times she'll come through the live. But Jill and Sonya are here pretty often. And Chef Finest Wine comes through often, but not a lot because he works and he's busy too. So I think all of them work. But I love the mods that I have. Now, what I do sometimes, I'll make someone a mod for a short period so that they can do something like share their stuff. But I don't like, it's just certain things I don't like to do because, YouTube can be finicky. There are some things that they don't like for us to do, and we really don't know it until we until we find out. We really don't know it until we find out. And I have often heard that they don't look favorably on having a chat full of mods. Now, that being said, it doesn't mean people who have a chat full of mods aren't monetized. They aren't this or that. But there are some things that I'm sure that they don't get when you do certain things. So they say they don't look on it favorably. I don't know if they consider that sub for sub stuff, or they don't like it when you do that sub for sub. I do know that. I know sometimes people say, well, I can't do this and I can't do that, and they feel like they've been shadow banned. So if you feel like you've been shadow banned, you need to think back on what you've been doing. And it doesn't mean you've been doing something bad or wrong. It's just that they just have certain guidelines, and if you don't sit down and read all of them, then sometimes you don't know that things could happen because of whatever. Brilliant speaking to Betty. Blue says, good evening, comfort foods. Yes, so, sometimes we don't even know. Sometimes you're doing things that not necessarily they're wrong, but I guess they don't like. That's just like when I was talking earlier, when I said if you offend somebody, maybe you don't think it was wrong, but maybe it was offensive to them. We don't know what people have been through. You just like when people just decide to call somebody a nickname. You don't know if someone taunted them as a child with that same nickname, and maybe they did it. Maybe they just don't like that nickname. Like I've seen people say, well, just call me this. I'm not going to take offense to that. That's what they're being called. That's what they want to be known by, but that's what they want to be called, or they may say, can I come on your channel? Like you have these people you've never seen in your chat, like when you're on StreamYard or some other service. When you're on there and they're like, can I come up? And you've never seen them before. And you're like, no, I don't know you. We haven't interacted before. And they will get in the chat and create all kinds of chaos because they're mad that you didn't let them up. And some of those people, when they do that, people have let them up before, and they'll do some type of photo bomb, and you can lose your channel behind that kind of stuff. You can lose your channel because you're being nice, letting somebody up that you've never seen in your chat before come up on your panel. Blue says, have a great evening, everyone. Hubs needs his phone. Okay, Blue, thank you for coming by, and I will be checking again. I'll see if I can contact them and see what happens. Sometimes you just have to speak it. It seems like that's what happened with me and Sonya. I just kept asking, YouTube, what's going on? YouTube, what's going on? They hear what we're saying. And then it was just one day we were able to communicate again. It was like when Sonya would come on, she would leave me a comment, and they wouldn't even give me the reply symbol. Like I could not reply. Even on my channel, I couldn't reply. So I don't know. Sonya says, "Well, child, I'm back. I missed out on a lot." Bree says, "Blue, search Looney Melodies and it'll pop up, sis. Put the @ before the name." She says, "See you later. Good night, Blue." Yes, just search Looney Melodies and it should pop up with the @. But in case it doesn't, I'm still gonna I'm gonna put it on the community wall, and I'll put her on the community wall so Looney will see her. Once he sees his tag, he'll see her, and he can get with her that way. And Sonya, if you don't mind, can you please drop Looney's link? Because Blue is trying to well, she's about to, her husband is home now, but if you don't mind, for anybody else who would like his link, so y'all can go over there and listen to Looney and check out his music, can you please drop his link before we get off? I'll be on here for a few more minutes, and no, I can't do it while I'm on YouTube. You're welcome, Looney. You're welcome. I'm definitely still gonna put it on the community wall anyway, because it's about time for me to do that. I usually do a shout out and list a lot of different people. So I hope that's okay. I hope that's okay, YouTube. It's just trying to get people in touch with each other. That's all it is, trying to get people in touch with each other. So seems like just yesterday I was saying, I hope you guys have a good week. And look at us now. It's Thursday night. Thursday night. It's Thursday night. Yeah, brilliant. I do that. I do that a lot. I do that throughout the. I try to do it weekly. I don't do it every day. I don't do it even every other day, but I try to at least do it once a week. Because a lot of times, if a mod isn't in here, that's a good way for people to be able to, get with each other that way. So Sonya just said good night. I guess she's gone again. Because I still wanted her to drop Looney's link so that they could, whoever else wants to get it can get it while I'm still here. A visual. Okay. Looney, put your email in there, Looney. Put your email again. Because when you tell me that and I tell you I'm going to get in touch with you, I'm not going to even lie. You're not the only person. Once I go to work and I come home and I do this, I walk, I go home and I sit down and I'm on YouTube a little bit and I'm watching TV at the same time. And half the time I don't do what I say I'm going to do. I'm just going to tell the truth. I don't do, unless it's something like, just really important. Something I promised somebody I'm going to do that's important. But like with YouTube, sometimes I'll forget that I said, well, I'm going to email you or you can email me. But put your email and in there and I'll or when I put you on the community wall, you can put your email in the comment section. Yeah, you can do that. Looney said no Looney rap. Please, Looney, please, Looney. No Looney raps, Looney. But you can put some creative stuff in there, some like walking things, exercising, stuff like that. Just motivational stuff. Something enlightening, something fun, creative, conversations, some things about conversations, different topics and things like that. Sonya says, I'm still here. I was saying good night to Blue. Sonya, can you put Looney's link in the chat? Brilliant says she can't wait to get off work tomorrow. Then it's her weekend. I know that's right. I know, Brilliant. I know. And like I said, it seems like we just started the week, though. Like I was saying, time flies by. I was like, happy. Did I come on Monday? I can't remember. Whatever day, I think I did. I was like, happy Monday. Yeah, I did come on Monday. I was like, happy Monday to everybody. Wished everybody a good week. Hoping that you have a, enjoyable week, a great week, a wonderful week, all that stuff. If you encounter something that's not to your liking, brush it off, shake it off, keep going, keep moving. Because after all, you're the most important person to you. You've got to keep you up if you in order to keep the family up. So don't let the stress of other people stress you out. Don't let other people bother you. Lion's Pride, girl, show me how to drop his link. I thought you knew how, Sonya. I thought you learned how. I saw you drop a link somewhere. You just go to his channel and to his about section. And with his YouTube link, you copy it and you come back here and paste it. I could have sworn I saw you drop a link the other day in Jill's chat. Yeah. I thought I saw you drop one before that too. I don't know. But just go to his, like you have to leave out of here and go to his channel. Like click on his name. Go to his channel. Yeah. You came on. Yep, I thought I did. So click on Looney's name. Go to his channel. And then go to his about section. When you do that, go to his YouTube link. Copy that, come back over and paste it into the chat. So I'll wait for a few seconds, y'all, to see if Sonya can do that. Yeah, it failed. You dropped the link in Jill's chat. I knew it was something like in the past couple of days, but I thought you had done one earlier too, like before. And I thought you had learned how to do it. But as a moderator, it's easy to do it. It's easy to do it. Looney said, I'll tag it later. No rush, my sisters. I appreciate that, Looney. We're still trying to teach Sonya how to do it. This will be a good time for her to learn how to do it. But I'll wait. Let me know, Sonya, if you do it. Let me know. I'm going to wait a couple of minutes. But like I said, if not, that's okay, because I'm going to put him on the community wall. Did you put your email in there, Looney? You can just put it in there without doing it with the link. You can just put it in there, and then I can get it that way. You can just put it in the chat, and once I see it, I can get it that way. But if it's on your channel, then I'll just go to your channel and get it. Oh, that's what you meant when you were trying to when you said you were trying to copy the link. Okay, that's okay. I'll just go to your channel and get your email. I didn't see nothing about to click on. Looney, is your excuse me, y'all. Looney, is your email? It's in his about section of YouTube. So like you go to someone's channel and it says about this channel, you have to go into that area and it tells you how long. It's where you find out how long somebody has been on YouTube. Not really how long they've been a content creator, but just it's that date tells you when they opened their account. So where you find that is where you'll find his YouTube channel. You have to go to the about, and where you see his how long he's been on here, it should be there. But Looney, when I tag you in the community post, you can put your email in the comments too. She says nothing about to click on. I don't know. Yeah, okay, Looney, okay. That'll be good. That'll be good, bro. I appreciate it. So I'm about to get out of here, guys. See, I guess I need some water because it's a little bit chillier. It's chillier today. So it's drying my lips, drying my throat. But just remember, whatever you're going through, take it one day at a time. It'll get better. And for anything, you know, a lot of times people say, you always say something will get better. And how do you know that? Well, pray on it. Pray about it. And if things don't get better, do the things that you can do, and in addition to prayer, to make sure that things at least stabilize, you know, to make sure that they at least stabilize. And prayerfully, hopefully they don't get worse. Because you can deal with things even when they aren't great or good. Try to keep things stabilized, okay? Try to keep things in your life stabilized, from your mental to your physical health, to your relationships, to your job, things going on your job. Like, you may not get along with the boss, but as long as you guys aren't arguing right now, try to keep that stable. You know, you see him coming, you may not be able to stand him, but try to stay out of the way, do what you're supposed to do, and just hope that they don't mess with you, so you don't have to mess with them. You know, sometimes you can get things stabilized, you know, make things stable. Go to his channel, then go to the about, right? Yeah, do that. Yeah, you have a blessed night too, Looney, bro. Thank you for coming in and hanging out with me today. I'm going to get it together soon. Yeah, it's just like where your about section is. It's just like on your about section, you know, it has your YouTube channel there. It has how long you've been here and all that stuff. Been on YouTube and all that. And it's just your YouTube link is there. So you hold that down and you copy it. And you come back to the chat and paste it. Always love, bro. Absolutely, always love. And that's what I love about Looney. He loves everybody. Period. He loves everybody, period. You love Looney, he'll love you back. Okay? You love Looney, he'll love you back. He don't care what else is going on and all this. You know, he's just going to love you back. Respect Looney, he respects you back. And that's how it should be. No, that's how it should be. But yeah, I'm going to put you guys on the community wall. And when I add you, you know, you can come over on the community wall. And again, for anybody who had a birthday in February, today's February 29th. Happy birthday to all the leap year babies. Happy birthday to everyone who had a birthday in February. I hope you guys enjoyed, had fun. If you If you didn't do anything but sit in your recliner and relax, if you had to work, whatever you had to do, I hope you took some time out on your big day, on your birthday, to appreciate yourself, show some self appreciation. I hope someone else appreciated you and showed you some appreciation. But hey, if they didn't, there's always that important word, SELF. I hope you did it for yourself. Okay? I hope you did it for yourself. And that's to all the birthdays that happened or that occurred, everyone who had one in February. And coming up is March. Coming up is March. What are we in? We're in Pisces season still. Okay, so we're still in Pisces season. Yep. Today was the 29th. Happy birthday to all leap year babies, all February babies. Good night, great people. Good night, great brother Looney. Sonia said, oh, you see it on mine? Really? Do mine, Sonia. Do mine. Copy my YouTube channel and come and paste it here so I can see. Because if you can do that, then it'll work. If you copy mine, then and paste it here, then I'll know that it works. That you've seen how to do it. So I'll stay on here probably another 3 minutes. And before I go, I'm still on here, but I do wish you guys peace, positivity, and prosperity. Never chaos, never negativity, because then you fail to prosper. Without peace, you have chaos. Without positivity, you have negativity. Wherever you have chaos and negativity, you fail to prosper to your fullest potential. To your fullest potential. I'm not going to say you don't prosper, but you will fail to prosper to your fullest potential because you're too weighed down and too bogged down into the negative chaos. You know, you got a lot of stuff going on in life that you could be more concerned about, more worried about, more stressed about if things are going to stress you out. Don't go into any place and leave with more stress than you went in with. Don't let bother people bother you. Yeah, I'll wait, Sonia, and see if you can do mine. Because since you see mine, all you have to do is just copy it, then come back in here and paste it. And thank you all for the likes. If anybody happens to come across this live replay, I appreciate it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that doorbell. My doorbell is known as the YouTube notification bell so that you'll know the next time I upload a short or go live, because that's what I do. I'm mostly a shorts channel, and I go live most days, and we walk and talk. I come along and say, let's walk and talk. Y'all come on with me, and we walk and talk. We walk and talk. And we talk about any and everything as long as it's not something that's off limits with YT. As long as it's not off limits with YT. Yep. That's it. That's it. I see it, Sonya. It's blue, so I know you did it right. Uh-oh, my fingers all in the... Yep, that's it. I see it, and it's blue. So that's how you do it. So wherever you find, you go to someone else's and you see theirs, that's how you copy and paste their link. If you want to, while I'm still here, you can put yours in the chat as well, so that if, when people see the replay, they can see your link as well. We got to promote our mods. We got to promote our mods, especially if they're content creators. Promote your mods, because your mods help you and they don't have to. That's something they don't have to do. Look at Sonya. Go, Sonya. Go, Sonya. Go, Sonya. Sonya got it, Looney. He's gone, but thank you so much, Sonya. Sonya says, yeah. Okay, thanks. You're welcome. You're welcome. We have to promote our mods. We have to be appreciative of the mods. So I really do appreciate you, Sonya. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You got it. You got it. You got it. He's still here. He's still here. Okay, Looney, there you go. Look. See, we waited. We waited for Sonya to see if she could do it, and she did it. He says, thank you, Sonya. Looney says, thank you. We got her done. We got her done. Like the country people say, like the cowboys say, you get her done. We got her done. Looney said, let's go, Sonya, let's go. Yep, we got her done. Get her done, get her done, get her done. Uh-oh, there she goes. There's Sonya. So, Looney, while you're still here, you can get Sonya. Sonya, get Looney. Anybody that's still here, when you guys come back through, please, please, please support the people who are in here because they're very supportive. I appreciate their generosity towards me by coming into the chat, being supportive. We're over here to uplift each other, to be, positive and polite. Does that mean that we don't go into other areas? No, we like a little mess. Everybody likes a little, a little. When I say a little, I mean a little. And then sometimes you just like who you like, you just like who you like. You like the way they carry themselves, or you like certain things about them that they do. It doesn't mean you can't like somebody else. You just like who you like. You like what they do. You don't always agree with everything that they do. That's just like your spouse. You don't always agree with your spouse. You don't always agree with your kids. You don't always agree with your friends. You don't. But you still love them and you still support them. So, Sonya said I'm showing out now. Okay, he already subbed to you, Sonya. Okay, that's good. Okay, you guys are already subbed to each other. Okay, that's good. That's good. I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to see that. Sonya said she's showing out, Looney. Go, Sonya. Go, Sonya. It's looking all blue in the chat. Sonya's dropping those links. See, we drop nuggets over here. We drop nuggets for each other to try to uplift each other when we're going through, hard times. We may not even know. I don't have to know if you're going through something. You don't have to know if I'm going through something. But the idea, the main purpose is for me to do this while I'm walking and talking, to get other people to move, to clear their minds, to kind of relax, to do it while we're walking. So my main thing is to get you guys to move. And whatever you're going through, yes, moving won't take it away. But while we're in here walking together and talking together, hopefully we can uplift each other's spirits. And hopefully whatever that thing is that you might be going through, it can be, looked at with a clear head, with a clearer view. If someone has given you words of encouragement. That's for you guys, that's for me, that's for all of us. So a lot of times you're going through some things and you may think of certain content creators, they have nothing at all to do with what you're going through. It can be something like Blue. Blue always gives good words of encouragement and good words of advice. So it could be something going on at your job. It could be something going on in your personal life with a friend. It could be something going on with you. You think of Blue and think of something positive she said, then that meant being on YouTube was a good for you. It was a positive. It was a plus. You may think of some of Looney's music. And the music, even if whatever the music was, even if the music, what he said in the music didn't touch you, just the fact that you know that he's musically talented. Sometimes you just need to think about people doing positive things, people who do positive things. And then it touches you that way. So a lot of times you come on here just as a little getaway, but hopefully you can find a nugget in the chat, a nugget from me, a nugget from each other to help you deal with things in a better way, to help you think more clearly about certain things. We're not on here trying to counsel each other in a professional way. We're trying to counsel each other in a loving way, in a brotherly and sisterly way. So that being said, I bid you guys good night. Thank you guys for coming through on this Let's Walk and Talk Thursday. Hopefully we see you guys tomorrow. And I hope again that your Friday is great. I hope that your work day is great and you're ready for the weekend. Another time to treat yourself and your family. All right. Bye, y'all.